YouTubers? This is your boy Amari Points here, bringing you the latest movie review. Today I'm doing my newest movie review on Paddington in Peru. And this movie is about Paddington's family going all the way to Peru when Paddington finds out his Aunt Lucy goes missing. And they have to and they have to and they have to find her while going on an amazing adventure to find a hidden treasure. And what I can say about this movie, it is great. I had no problems with this movie. This is a good addition to the Paddington franchise. I loved it, and I can say this, it was fun and exciting to watch, especially the new additions to the cast themselves, which was great. I have to say this. Every single Paddington movie that I saw, it did not disappoint. This one didn't too. Paddington in Peru is a great movie for all families and kids as well. It was it was really good. At first I was kind of skeptical about it, but when I watched this movie, I knew it was going to be a fun and entertaining movie to watch. They definitely made sure that this movie was going to be really good. And I gotta say, it was. Sorry, guys. Let's move on to the positives and negatives. First off are the positives. Seeing a bunch of new cast members in this movie. Antonio Banderas and Emily Mortimer in this movie was perfect. I know Antonio Banderas from the Spy Kids franchise and playing Puss in Boots in the Shrek franchise as well. He really is a talented actor. I love seeing him conquer any role he is given. But every time I heard him talk, I felt like I was hearing Puss in Boots. But it was but I was hearing Antonio Banderas himself in this movie as Hunter Cabo, and he helped, and his character somewhat helps the family find Paddington's Aunt Lucy, and throughout the movie we see his real intentions, but I'm not gonna say what they are because I don't want to spoil the movie for any of you guys that haven't seen it. And but he is really good with his character. I can say that much. He really is. Also, Emily Mortimer as Mrs. Brown, the original actress that played her, did not come back to reprise her role, but she really brought the heart and soul to Mrs. Brown in this in this third movie. I can say that much. She was really good. I definitely loved her as Mrs. Brown. She was very good, talented, and brought the heart and the soul to the character. Emily is hands down the perfect choice for Mrs. Brown in the third Paddington movie. She really is. Though I really do miss the original actress who played Mrs. Brown in the first and second movie. This was a kind of a step up. This was kind of a step up from the original actress who played Mrs. Brown. Emily is for sure talented, and I honestly hope we get a fourth movie and she comes back as Mrs. Brown. Another positive is, well, the story itself. They made sure that this story was going to be a really action-packed / family adventure movie that everyone was going to enjoy. The story had me invested from start to finish. I was really enjoying the story as it progressed. This third Paddington movie was for sure a very investing story that you will not want to honestly look away from. I can vouch for this because, as I said, I saw the movie. It was good. You You are going to be really invested when you watch this movie. I can promise you that. Another positive is, well, the original cast themselves. We seen the Brown family grown up since the first and second movie, and in this third movie, the Brown kids are teenagers now, and they're doing their own thing. They're doing their own thing, but when this family vacation comes up and they work together, it is just phenomenal and fantastic. The cast who played the Brown kids, they really have come a long way, and I gotta say this. I'm telling you this right now. It is great to see them all grown up and officially teenagers. I was really, I was really tear jerking because yes, time flies, especially knowing with these kids. And the actor that played Mr. Brown, he is still trying to play it safe, but sometimes he learns he has to take risks in life because if you don't, life is boring. But Ben Wishaw, who plays Paddington, he really is great. I can say this. He really was investing as well and enjoyable. He really brought his heart and soul to Paddington the Bear. Just like I said with Emily Mortimer, she was great too. Ben is for sure, definitely Paddington the Bear, and I can say with an honest heart, he really is a great person to be playing Paddington. I am not gonna lie about that either. He really knew how to get invested in Paddington, in his role, and as Patty, aka as Paddington. I can say this: you are going to be surprised how he brings his A game with Paddington the Bear. And another positive is, well, the scenery. It felt like, I know it was on a I know it was actually filmed in some parts of Peru, I believe. That's what I heard. And it felt like honestly you were going on this fun adventure with them, and it was so real. I believe they did film in Peru. That At least that's what I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comment below, of course. But the scenery, everything from London to Peru, it was breathtaking how they honestly made sure this film was going to be brought to life and didn't hesitate to make sure that all the sites and places that they were going to were perfect. The person who directed this movie, hands down, picked the right settings and locations for sure. He really did. And that's it for the positives, guys. On to the negatives. To be honest, there are no negatives. This movie was so good that it really doesn't have any negatives wrong with it. It was just perfect. It was hands down perfect. A perfect family movie. That's it for the positives and negatives. On to my rant. Paddington in Peru is for sure a movie everybody is going to check out. For those who grew up with Paddington 1 and 2, this is for sure a movie you are going to want to check out and have a fun time with. I know I did. When I when I saw the trailers for this movie, I knew I figured it wasn't going to be good, but when I saw it myself, I knew it was going to be really interesting and super super fun for everybody. For everybody that enjoys Paddington and grew up with Paddington. Hands it was hands down, sorry guys. It was hands down a perfect movie, and seeing these new additions to the cast, Antonio Banderas and Emily Mortimer, and a bunch of other people I can't name right now, was good. The actress who played Ron Weasley's mother, Mrs. Bird, came back as well. She is a delight. She is a delight. I really do love her character because I can say that she is the heart and soul of this family, along with Paddington, of course. And also, be ready to cry. Be ready to cry tears of joy when you see this movie. You really are going to be crying tears of joy. I can't say why though, but you are really gonna need some tissues when you go see this movie for sure. I literally was crying. I was. I sure was though. But this movie is hands down a family uh, slash action adventure slash family slash adventure movie that all families slash and kids slash kids, of course, are going to enjoy. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what happens next for Paddington and the rest of his family. Whatever they wherever they do, it's going to be exciting and fun. But you will never know what kind of craziness Paddington is going to get into, and that's just the thing about these movies. You never know what kind of what Paddington is going to get himself into, especially with all the craziness he does as well. I I know when I know whenever I watch these movies, I'm eager to see what Paddington does, what kind of craziness he does. But all in all, this was still a fun family movie for anybody to watch and enjoy. You definitely are going to be excited when you see this movie and have a blast watching it as well. That's it for my rant, guys. On to the rating. I give Paddington in Peru a solid A plus. I hope everybody can see it, because I loved the graphics and effects of this movie. The locations were hands down perfect, and the cast themselves, they really made sure to bring their A game, when it came to this movie. Sorry, guys. I'm and again, this story itself was a heartwarming story, and you never know what will happen in this movie, in the Paddington movies, that Paddington especially knowing that Paddington is just that fun-loving, rant, mischievous little bear. And he's not mischievous; he's just goofy sometimes. That we never know what he's gonna do next, and we still love him along with the rest of the people in his family. I can't. I hope we get a fourth movie. After that, maybe just After a fourth movie, we can just wrap up his story in the movie franchise, because practically all the family are getting older, and it's time. It'll be time to close their story. I believe that. But all in all, still a fun family movie for you all to go see and have a fun time with. And that's it for my movie review, guys. Don't forget to like, comment down below on what you guys thought of Paddington in Peru. Subscribe and share with everybody you know. And press the little notification bell at the bottom of my video to get notified when my next movie review is going to be. I will see you guys soon. Take care and God bless. Peace.